Elbows Up Dirt Production, episode 31, Marvin Winters. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Tommy Cordell. Why are you back again?
I got a letter saying to come today.
We went over the whole letter thing, didn't we, already? And you're back again. You're Marvin Winters.
Yeah, I'm here to do the show.
Have a seat. Okay, well, just go ahead and sit down then. Okay, that's good. Did we put the internet thing over here? Okay, we'll have to work on that when you're done. Okay, that was a little technical thing. You see what I'm saying? Marvin here, he Winters, right? From where are you from?
Birmingham.
That's right, Birmingham. So you rode the whole way back the other night on the buggy from here.
Yeah.
Got it. And you were drinking again.
Yeah, like I said, the horse knows the way.
Are you? Is this Rumspringer again? It's over.
It's still going.
Yeah, it's still going. Okay, so like you. Okay, well, I believe me, I'm glad to have you on, buddy. I'm certain you're allowed to stick around, but I truly got to have the real Marvin Winters come on.
Okay. Well, it's good to be on.
Well, okay, I understand. This is a big step in the right direction for you, isn't it? I mean, as far as getting involved, and apparently you want to be in acting.
Yeah. Some and racing.
Racing. Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, there's actually, I think, going to be some current events tonight coming on that you may find of interest about the racing.
Okay.
You know? So if you stick around like that, okay, that would be good. I tell you what I'll do. I'll let you hang out here. You know what I'm saying? While I do the general announcements and things.
Okay.
Okay. Is that a deal?
Yeah.
Y'all.
Good.
Okay. Y'all. Right.
Yeah.
Y'all. You got to say y'all a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I got you. Well, you heard it right from the Amishman's mouth. Okay. Fred, what we got going on, buddy? We're getting her done.
So far, we have John Balaji, and he says hello from Georgia.
Oh, hey, John.
And we have Steve Yeager,
Yeagerball.
who played fireman this morning.
That's what I heard. I seen that. Yeah.
He got burnt on his hands today.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
The neighbor's house was on fire. He went to their aid.
Yeah.
And we have Becky Weller.
Hey, we got Weller on. She cranking it out, buddy. Okay. Yeah, fire's a dangerous thing, isn't it? Like when you guys, God forbid, have barn fires. You put a barn up like what, in 24 hours?
Yeah, sometimes less.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. How many brothers do you have and sisters?
I lost count at 25.
Wow. I tell you what, maybe you guys should get a TV. You know what I mean? Kind of idle your time a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
What is this TV you speak of?
Back to the show. Okay, you're cool. You just hang out there, okay? Right? You're on TV right now. You know what I'm saying? Wave to your people.
Hello.
Okay. So this is episode 31. We're super stoked. 31, okay? And welcome. We're excited to be here. Obviously, racing season is getting up and running, okay? Some of the tracks have had some races thus far. And the weather's though still doing its lingering thing. But first of all, before we got a huge show tonight, okay?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're a part of history here. You know what I'm saying? Episode 31. Remember that?
Okay, I will.
31. 3-1. Okay, good. So we always want to talk about our sponsors, okay? We got Hammer Down Customs, right? And they are tax title tags and trailers. This guy is just setting the world on fire with his business. Dustin's his name, okay? You may know him, right? RWG Fabrication, right? Okay. Summit Signs. They put our new signage in here, okay? See? Cordell Enterprises, and we got CordellEnterprises.org. And you can catch us on YouTube at Elbows Up Dirt Production. We got Farmers Racing Collectibles, and man, we've also got to talk about the Appalachian Mountain Speed Week a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That's Mr. Bernheisel, Jimmy Bernheisel's decided to put that on. It's going to reach out to places like Clinton County. You know where that's at?
Yeah, I actually have a couple brothers who moved out there.
Out in Clinton County? Well, that's great. Good deal. Okay. And then we have Sealings Grove, Hagerstown, Path Valley, Lincoln. There's going to be Bedford. It's going to be a good deal. And it's been a long time since we had a speed week. Feels like a long time. I think it has been a long time. So I would imagine that the car counts are going to be pretty good. The payouts real well. You can see that schedule. Elbows Up Their Productions is actually a part of that, sponsoring. And on the website, good old website, CordellEnterprises.org, you can find Elbows Up stuff there. You can find the race team, Cordell Motorsports. You can find Racing to Reunite. It's all under one big thing. And Rouseville General Services and Excavating. You guys like to excavate, don't you?
Yeah.
By hand.
Digging is fun.
By hand? No machine.
All by hand.
You're ripped. Okay, so wow, Marvin Winters, because there's more than Marvin Winters, obviously, right? He's here. To Marvin Winters, you'll see, will be coming on here directly, and I kind of let the cat out of the bag, but it is. Well, do you guys have expressions you have down there, like cat out of the bag, or like? The donkey eats hay, or shit on the shingle, huh?
Yeah, that one is.
Oh, you know the old shit on the shingle, don't you? Okay, that's good. That's good. We all like shit on the shingle. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, wow, we're excited to be here, aren't we, Fred?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Fred's kicking it live on another highly intensified, classified, technical piece of equipment called a computer, and we are looking at some sign-in people and comments a little bit easier with that computer. We'll talk about that later. Computers. Okay. Now, let me pick up here. To do the YouTube deal, you want to go on and subscribe. And then we have a bank, okay, of our videos and commercials, episodes, everything's on there. So head on over there. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's run a couple stats here. Racing stats. Well, last week, Winchester, it was cold, Kyle Lear won the limited late models. And we look at the World Outlaw Sprints. They were canceled last Friday at the Grove, or I'm sorry, at Port Royal. This week, Friday at the Grove, Saturday at Lincoln, okay? And then we have Port Royal that, wait a second, let me back up here. Where was the World Outlaw Sprint supposed to be last week? Was it Port Royal? Mm-hmm. It was, okay, it was. We did have a victor in late models up there when they ran first, Dylan Stake. He was victorious, okay, and won. This weekend, the Winchester's running. Like I said, Lincoln, Williams Grove's running, World Outlaw Sprints. And each week it goes by, it's really building up. So there's a lot of racing getting ready to fly in here, okay? Weather's just got to cooperate. Fred, what have we got going on, buddy?
Alrighty. Jeff Fuller wants to know if Amish Kale has an Amish lady friend.
I do not.
No? You don't? Really?
No, not right now.
Not right now?
No.
Oh, okay. Like, do you guys, go hang out places and stuff? You just friends, right? Friends.
Sometimes the cornfield is nice.
Cornfields are cool. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. You know what I'm saying? We like corn. He likes cornfields, people. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so having said that, we had a big night last night with the Arch Club. What a big meeting, okay? We had Booper Bear there. His son Tyler Bear had called in. All the Arch people did a wonderful job. We were in a new location in Clear Spring, and, the crowd was fantastic. You couldn't ask for much better. It was a great time. That would be a little far for you to buggy in. That's a ways, so I don't know if you can do that.
Yeah, it is a bit of a distance.
How long does it take you to get from here down the old, where is it?
Birdenham.
Birdenham, that's right. How long does it take you to get from here to Birdenham?
Many hours.
Many hours. I'm sure it does. Not to mention if people are crazy. Do you have spinners on your wheels? You know the little thing go around, like the little lights and the little lights that go around on the wheels and like you ground reflects.
Yes.
Oh, that's. Will you take me for a ride?
Sure.
Oh, well, maybe after the show, right? Okay. So listen, here's the deal. Our real guest is not Amish, okay, and he's very talented, and he's humble and much respected in the racing industry, okay. Tallied up many wins over the years in many different rides, okay. He's raced at the lowest classes in the pecking order to the super late models, okay, and he's been successful in each one. Now, not only drives, but he works. He works on. You got people work on your buggies and stuff.
Yeah.
Same deal, right? Okay. And he works on this stuff, and he's knowledgeable. You can call him, okay. Without further ado, right? Okay. We're gonna get to that. So I'm gonna have you go off now. Okay. You gotta go. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you gotta have a shocker in your hand or somewhere, like a thistle. Ah! I got you. You have been had.
Yeah.
Okay.
My brother likes to play that prank sometimes.
Oh, okay. I got you. Well, yeah, that ain't cool. No, that ain't cool. So, having said all that about this fellow, we're super excited. I've been wanting to have him on the show for a long time, and yeah, he hails from not wherever he was from, Bird in Hand, but actually Mercersburg, McCollumsburg. I always get them two mixed up. I'm sorry. Nobody yell at me on there for that. So, without further ado, let's please welcome Marvin Winters, the Marvin Winters. Hey, Marvin. Okay, buddy. Well, you look a little different than the other guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't have the beard.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, maybe it's something to think about. You know what I'm saying? Okay, well, have a seat. Okay. You like chairs, don't you?
Nice.
Oh, I guarantee you. Well, Marvin Winters, the other Marvin Winters, he heated her up for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, I guarantee it. I mean, ain't that something? We had a little snafu in the mailing, okay, of a notice about the show. Well, it went to Marvin Winters, but it went down to Bird in Hand. You heard of Bird in Hand and all
Sure,
those
yeah.
places. Oh, yeah. It's north of, Intercourse. You know what I'm saying? Right. And wouldn't you know it, that the other night, this guy rolls in. Well, he's here, and we roll in, I should say. And that is what I see. And I'm perplexed, because when he says, I said, who are you? You know? And naturally, he said his name, and he said, I'm Marvin Winters. And I'm like, I just seen you pretty recent. You know what I'm saying? So that transformation must have been pretty quick.
Yeah.
And I kind of thought, man, I don't buy that. But then who am I to judge who this guy actually is? You know? I mean, he really was. There's more than one Marvin Winters, right?
It probably is.
There's probably hundreds, okay? Hundreds around. So, anyways, we talked for a minute, and we got it straight, and he left, and he's back. I believe he thought that he was really supposed to be back on this show. So, I'm going to let him hang out back there with Fred, and chewing the thistle a little bit. You see what I mean? So, how's things going for you, Marvin?
Good.
Good?
Yeah.
I guess you're pretty busy right now.
Yeah, this is the busy time in racing, getting cars ready for the beginning of the season.
Okay. And you're up at Shares, correct?
Yeah, Sheer Custom Speed.
Share Custom Speed.
Yeah.
And they've been in business for quite some time, correct?
Yeah, that, probably since 2005.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, them guys right there, Jeff used to race, correct?
Yeah, Jeff raced, yep.
Blue and White 21.
Correct.
That's right. Okay. And he had some fair good times, didn't he?
Yeah.
Over the years with running.
Well. Mm-hmm.
And they have a plumbing business?
Plumbing business,
That's what I
yes.
thought. Okay,
Yep.
a plumbing business.
Yep.
Okay. Do you do plumbing?
No,
No, they don't have you like...
I got enough jobs.
Okay, yeah, you can't be like that diversified, Marvin. Plumbing, race, don't worry. You plumb on the race car, correct?
Yeah.
You call that plumbing.
Yeah.
Fuel lines, brake lines. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, you guys obviously are getting busier because it's getting your racing, okay?
Yeah.
And probably I would say that you guys are, December, January, kind of, things are a little settled in around there?
Yeah, most everybody in our area are big hunters, so everybody waits till after hunting season to even think about racing. So,
Well, I bet you, old Mark, I don't know what we got to call this. I don't hate to call him the Amish man. You know what I'm saying? But old man Winters, or whatever he is, he's sure he's a hunter too. I bet.
Yeah. I'm sure.
Well, yeah, but they probably. I don't think they can use guns. They're not really allowed to handle weaponry.
I don't know.
Yeah, I bet you they probably. I wouldn't know how to address that. Yeah, maybe they can archery hunt.
Mhm.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Because that'd be different. Or trapping, by hand.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? You're a man. I'm gonna tell you what. If you kill a rat buck by hand,
Uh-huh.
do you hunt?
No.
No, you don't hunt. Okay. Well, we like to do some hunting around here, as you can see. We take a little pride in it, and we should go hunting sometime, Marvin. You know what I'm saying? It won't be like the Dick Cheney thing. You know where you get shot in the ass or whatever with a shotgun.
Yeah.
So, Fred, what we got? Anybody?
Yeah, we had Brandon Bard,
Okay.
and Care Williams is watching, and John Piper.
Okay, John Piper, the Pied Piper.
And Jeff Weller wants to know why do Amish not water ski? I don't know.
This has to be a joke. Well, why don't the Amish water ski? Mr. Winters, why does the Amish not water ski?
Because we're all inland from the sea, and going to the ocean is quite a drive. Well, a ride, I should say.
Yeah, watch how you phrase that, buddy, because you're letting the secrets out. You know what I'm saying? Because you very well could have that pimped out. You ever read them stories, buddy?
Uh-huh.
They got that stuff hidden when they roll out. They're kind of like a car you drive. You know what I'm saying? And they just like lay low and roll around. Tinted windows. Well, he'll have to tell you the joke. I don't know, man. I bet you he was probably referring to a joke, but I don't know. So, okay. Now, Marvin, what we'll do here is we'll look back, and obviously there's so many years of racing. Like, let's just start basic here. When did you start racing?
1982.
1982. Okay, so I was at the ripe age of 6. Okay, so I was starting to be introduced, whether I knew it or not, to Marvin Winters, because I was going to the racetracks then, And I primarily started in Hagerstown, correct?
Yeah, that's where I've done probably 95% of my racing was
Hagerstown.
just Hagerstown.
Okay. And you, back then, you would have started in the Roadrunners, correct?
Correct,
Okay.
yep.
And the Roadrunners has obviously graduated many fine race car drivers like yourself, right? That you can look, it's moved up over the years.
There's a lot of guys come out of that class, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And boy, his time's changed. A Roadrunner versus that being a support class, what a street stock or pure stock is nowadays.
Actually, back in the Roadrunner days, the rules were a little more relaxed than what they are now for street stocks. So
Right?
there was a lot of innovation, a lot of different combinations.
Sure. And do you remember anybody specifically at the top here? Who was a big innovator back in them days, in them street stocks, you think? Was the Warren Phelps, was he involved then?
No, he wasn't running then.
A little after him, a little before him.
Yeah, there was a couple different cars. I mean, the Hearts had an AMC powered.
AMC.
Yep, and it was very fast.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, ain't that something? Wow.
I had some big block Ford powered
Did you?
Roadrunners.
Yeah, okay.
And they were
okay.
pretty unique too. So
Okay.
we all done something different.
Yeah, and if you look,
They weren't all Camaro with a small block Chevy. That was what was neat.
right, yeah, exactly, yeah. And Camaro, correct me if I'm wrong, was, there was a lot of Camaros around. Like, they seemed like they were the cream of the crop.
Yeah, that was my first car was a Camaro.
Okay, and was that primarily because of weight transfer in them cars?
Well,
The way they rode?
back in when I started, I mean, back in the mid '70s, that's what you raced. You actually ran a car with a Camaro front clip on it.
Okay.
So I mean, to progress to a street stock, that was an automatic no-brainer. That front end geometry was pretty good.
Yeah.
That just
Okay.
worked.
Okay. I got you. And at the time, when you're running these cars, the late models then, okay, correct, supers, I guess we'll call them today's terminology. Were they evolved yet to chassis? Was Bullet was
Yeah, they were all tube cars by that point.
okay.
And they were also big wedge cars at that point too.
Right. Okay.
That's
okay.
when the bodies were really getting crazy.
Yeah, and then did you ever run a car with a plexiglass on the side?
Never did. Never did.
That looks like a lot of work to make that.
Yeah, a lot of work, but man, they've been fast.
Or I guess so. I guess that pretty much explained the physics of why sprint car to a certain degree.
I never ran that because it was so taxing on your engine.
Yeah.
You were so hooked up, it was so hard on the engine, and I didn't want to take any chances.
Yeah. I would imagine that was winding her out, wasn't it?
Oh, you could flat foot. I mean, it was hard on the motor.
Wow, ain't that something? You see some of them, older pictures, like, I always remember, I said, like Charlie Schaefer, but he had a mega side panel on that thing doing a plexi, But I had to get it, I don't know, you had to install it. You had to bring that and put it on the track.
Yeah.
You couldn't haul it on the car.
I remember, depending how you trailer it, I remember Tom Harrison came to Hagerstown, and his sideboards were so high, he had to take half of them off for the thing to clear the underpasses on the highway.
Oh, right, that's great.
I mean, it was like 8 foot tall on top of the doors.
Ain't that something? Oh, my Lord. Wow. That was the old run what you brung.
Yep.
Yeah, back in the day. Yeah, you don't see a lot of that much anymore, run what you brung stuff,
No, like I say, it's too expensive to run that.
Oh, yeah.
It's so hard on stuff.
Well, think about it. I mean,
not just the body work, but the rest of the car gets such abuse.
Oh, I bet. I guarantee you probably got an easy couple $100 in Plexi, is like saying, if you did something like that. If it stopped, probably $1,000.
You have $1,000 in body work.
Wow, ain't that something? So, okay, now you moved up. When I said you ran a lot of classes, obviously you went down and cut your teeth in the Roadrunners, and then did that journey you over into the Limiteds?
Yeah.
Okay. And then the Limiteds, and if I'm recollect, I seen, and we'll talk about this in a second, I seen a number 92, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And number 92, who'd you drive for then? Was that independent or?
At that point, I was driving for Bob Donnelly from Hanover, PA.
Okay.
And they were always big Kenny Weld nuts, so
Yeah.
that's how the 92.
Okay.
And Bob raced himself for a period of time, and he had a bad wreck and he quit.
Okay.
And he was always 92.
Okay. I often wondered how that, went in there. Now, let's go in reverse, right? In the Roadrunner, what number did you carry?
The first 2 seasons, I was a number 12.
Okay.
And it was my dad and a neighbor, Eddie Carball, we partnered in a car together for me to drive.
Okay.
We done that 2 seasons, then I went and hooked up with Bob Donnelly. We built a Ford Falcon.
Okay.
With a big block Ford in it.
Okay.
And that's what we raced for 1 season. And then the following season, we built a 67 Cougar.
Okay. Wow.
We ran that for a season.
Okay. Fred, who we got? We got anybody chime in?
All right. We have Jordan Ellis,
Okay. Hey.
Russell Hutzel. Let me see. Jeff Weller says the reason why the Army Stone's water ski is their horse would drown.
Gee, Jeff, that's
That makes sense.
we overthought that, didn't we?
Yeah.
Totally. Yes, we totally overthought that.
Will Weller said Jeff thought his beard would get wet, so he
Well, yeah, because that's pretty sacred piece with these people. The beards. Oh yeah.
And we can't forget we have your mom and dad are 2.
Okay. Hey.
And Russell Smith.
Russell Smith. Wow, I tell you,
Can't forget Russell Smith.
That name's so familiar. Old Russ. So, anyways, okay, and now your dad's always been a fixture with you in racing, correct?
Yeah, I was lucky. We raced as a pair for 40 years together. That was pretty neat.
Yeah, not a lot of people can say that.
Yeah.
That's a very special.
Yep.
And did your dad race?
He drag raced back in the 60s, but never oval track.
Okay, and your dad is Homer, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and I was trying to remember back in the day if there was anybody. Was there any other family member, like uncles, or was involved with you guys then, or no?
I had other brother-in-laws and
Okay.
nephews and that kind of thing.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got some family component to it right there.
Yeah.
Okay, and obviously you're up in McCollinsburg, okay, over the hills and far away.
Yep.
And you're up there with the Plessigers, right? That was where they hailed from.
Yep.
Andy Freeze, right?
Andy was from Mercersburg. Get close.
Well,
by.
Mercersburg, close by. Tom Pack. Sometimes I don't think where Andy knows where he lives.
Yeah.
But to get there, going out 16 west, you passed roads that took you back to the Willie Rowell Ranch, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Beano, right?
Mhm.
The Bono Bandit. The Beano's the anti-gas bill. That pisses him off. But anyways, you also had the Worleystown people, right? The Myerses,
Myers.
okay? And I guess I should back up a little down the road come the Boozes, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
And the big one down there on 11 that at one time was Rod's Performance, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And Rod's Performance, that was kind of like what the first one of the first race shops around, maybe, or no, or
Close by, probably.
yeah.
Possibly, yeah.
Okay. Okay. I mean, Willie was doing his thing.
Yeah.
You know, and I've heard in the past that at one time Tom Myers owned
Yeah, Tom
Rod's.
Actually, Myers was before Rod's. Rod bought.
He bought from
them out.
Tom.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And you know, obviously the Myers, they were some ingenuity, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Especially Tom. He was very methodical.
And Tex was smart too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Tex was good.
Yeah, them guys are pretty bright. And DJ obviously followed in those steps. And DJ's actually, you know, last year appeared again in a modified. And this year he's got like a whole arsenal, you know. He got I guess he's running supers again, some.
Good.
And the modified as well, you know. So that's cool, you know, because we need that. You know what I mean? A guy like that, he's younger than me. You know, he's a pretty young fella, you know. But okay, and now does your mom like the racing? Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. Hold on. This is breaking. Let me get my headset here going on. Okay. This is WQ2 Rouserville. We're here, Newswatch. We were receiving a report. We're going to go to our chief field correspondent, Russell Smith. Russell, talk to me. Okay, I got you. Yeah. Okay. Russell's reporting from Blue Balls, Pennsylvania, people. I think that's right down from the intercourse. Blue Balls. Okay, it seems there's an uprising that's a self-converted Englishman turned Amish. Okay, we're trying to. Russell's talking here. Okay. It appears that a man that was named Rick Eckert, okay, is portraying as Rickadiah Eckert. I'm so confused. Things are breaking up here. Russell, talk to me more, sir. He's attempting the buggy race on Route 30. Okay, so Rickadiah Eckert is attempting the buggy race on Route 30. Okay. Oh, hold on. Rickadiah is getting ready to give a live testimony here. Let's listen in.
My name is Rickadiah Eckert, so call me Scrub. I am here to race you in the shoe flat 550 with my XR3 buggy. Now make it a slick track and put some horse shit down and let's get this race going. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I tell you, I've heard it all, Marvin. Yeah. You know, when we got a guy going from Rick to Rickadiah Eckert, you know, and now he's running an XR3 buggy. Yeah, I mean, this is something, people. I tell you, you know, I wish him the best of luck. What else can we say, guys? You know, till then, you know, thank you, Russell. We're going to sign out. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Russell Smith, our chief field correspondent. This is WQ2 Rouserville signing off. Man. Boy, I tell you, Marvin, you know, we live in a day and age where you just don't know what's going to go. Okay? To hear that, Amish, Rickadiah. That blows me away. What if he brings his buggy to you? Can you fix it?
Probably not.
I know. That's pretty a lot of craftsmanship, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
I know. Rick, we wish you best of luck, buddy. We really do. I mean, your choice is your choice. Well, I tell you, you know, and I didn't mean to cut you off there, like I said, because we have these news. You can't never determine when this stuff's going to come in, you know. Now, going back to your mom. So your mom is obviously been a supporter.
Oh, yeah.
In racing, okay? Yeah. Okay. And now, do you have brothers, sisters?
Yeah, 2 sisters.
Okay. And did they go watch or support that kind of?
Yeah, they went.
Okay. Yep. Now, what when you went in the limiteds, you were still primarily focusing there at the Hagerstown Speedway, right? Okay.
Right, yeah.
And did you start to branch maybe a little bit to other places?
On occasions we would go, but not too often, because we tried to keep ran limited budget most of the time, and
Sure.
you tried to concentrate and be good at one place and not waste your money traveling or get tore up some other place or whatever. But we did run a few other tracks.
Okay. You know, it's nowadays guys are getting a toter, right?
Yeah,
A toter, right? They will get in this and they'll travel 3 or 4 hours, like the boo, you know.
Yeah.
Before that was like literally we're going to California if that was the distance. I mean that's just forever, 3 or 4 hours, you know. Plus it cost money and you had to get it there.
Sure.
That's half the battle of racing. I'm sure you've had some, what would you call it, trailer woes over the years and stuff. That it just happens, you know.
Yeah. For years, what Tex Schaefer's did, we hauled the car on rollbacks.
And we were going to, and that's a good point. I was going to bring that up. And we can actually segment that a little bit here. That was the cat's ass, pardon me. Everybody started, okay, Brent Smith brought the school bus.
Yeah.
That was Brent. Brent was associated with that school bus. And
Right.
the two went together. And I remember, like, Beaver Travis had one, and I don't know where he bought. He may have bought a Brent an old one, you know. And there's a lot of work went into them, right?
Right.
But then you guys rolled in, okay, with the whole rollback scheme,
Mm-hmm.
and it was easy on, easy off, wasn't it?
Yeah. The only problem is we had to bring an extra van with us to haul the parts and tools in.
Right.
And then you couldn't get it all on the rollback.
Right.
So you ended up driving 2 vehicles, but we were only going to Hagerstown, so it wasn't a
It wasn't
big
that
deal.
bad. And then, correct me, it had a tire rack, didn't it?
Yeah.
That's what I
We had
thought.
a tire rack that would bolt on because you'd had to take it off during the week because Tex
Right.
used it to haul cars.
It slid in the car right
Yeah.
there and went down, yeah. And that was really ingenuitive back then, you know? And it looked like, but yeah, she had to bring another vehicle, you know, it was what it was.
At one point, Tex said to me, "Would you like to get an enclosed trailer?" And because everybody had one at that
Yeah.
point, you know.
Right.
And I said, "Well, I'd rather have a new car instead."
Yeah.
So I said, "I can't win no race with a trailer."
Yeah, right, exactly. I mean, what we're doing is working, let's just keep doing it,
Yeah,
you know?
I'd rather have a new car than a trailer.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to ask Kale, okay, if he could come up here and help us. I'm going to hand you some pictures, and we're old school, buddy. We were going to figure out a way to do a pulley system with the pictures, and then he pull it down to go back. That would be pretty good, wouldn't it?
That'd be neat.
Oh, yeah. But,
Those Amish could figure that out.
oh, in minutes. I guarantee if we asked Marvin Winters, well, I tell you what, maybe we will ask Marvin Winters since he's here to come up here. So Marvin Winters is going to do the passing of the pictures. And he'll hold them up there for the people to see. Yeah, see, we don't need all the high-tech stuff, do we?
Yeah.
No. So we'll talk about them. And then, Marvin, this is a picture.
Ah, okay.
Do you have pictures?
None like that. They're all hand painted.
Oh, you don't. So you wouldn't have like Pamela Anderson, the Sports Illustrated one.
What?
I gotcha. Okay, yeah. Oh, he will say what
Yeah.
he looks at it, right? So this picture. Oh, see, I'm dropping stuff. This picture here we were talking about a minute ago, and obviously that's the 92 days, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
And that there is the limited, correct?
Yeah.
First year maybe when you got started.
That'd have been my first year in Limited in '86.
Okay, and the Hanover Bob
Donnelly.
Donley.
Donley.
Okay, so Mr. Winter, from one Winters to another. How about that? Okay, you can hold that up there. That's a phone. Okay, you got it. There you go, buddy. You hold that up there a minute. Okay, he's doing good, isn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's fast off the horse.
Yeah.
You know. Now let's look at this one. Let's look at this one. I did not know that existed. I did not know that you were in that car.
Yeah, I drove that car for part of a season.
Okay.
That was the Bob Owens car from down in Berryville, Virginia.
Andy Anderson
Andy-
cut his teeth big
Yeah,
time in
Andy
that.
won a lot of races. in
Yep.
that car. That's one car I didn't want to race in.
Really?
Nope, never want to race in.
Okay.
Close at Cumberland, and the daggone 8-2 lifters a couple laps to go.
Oh,
I was
no.
leading, but
Oh no, there you go. From Winters to Winters. That's a handoff. Marvin to Marvin. Now, this one here, we talked about a little in the show, before the show, right there. And that picture there we said was the Ted and Gwen Pugh owned entry, right?
Yep.
And we said about some of the drivers that ran that. And obviously you were one and you were successful, you know, in that. And we talked about Daryl Kendall running it, Daryl Burkholder running it.
Yep.
Obviously Sean Pugh.
Pugh drove it,
Okay. And that was kind of a what would you call it? The cream of the crop. That car had a lot of belief in it. It was a Tim Hitt car, correct?
Yeah, it was an old Tim Hitt car.
Yeah.
It was actually built special to run Eldora.
Okay. Okay.
Because the main frame was 2x2, and then the cross section in the center was also 2x2. They wanted to make it more rigid.
Okay. Okay.
It was sort of an oddball for a
Yeah.
master.
Sure. Yeah, and that car went. It did. And you can see there's a lot of stickers, wind stickers on that door side right there.
Yeah, that was a good car for me. We ran it 2 seasons, and I won 25 races in it at Hagerstown.
And that's something. Yeah. Now Marvin, I'm sure he's related to you. You got to be related somewhere in the tree.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean,
I have a lot of relatives.
I got you. Well, thank you for doing this. We got one more. Now here is obviously some Schaefer action, correct?
Yeah, it's a Tex Schaefer car.
And Tex was not only someone you drove for, but a friend.
Absolutely. We raced together a lot of years and became great friends, and especially the later years, we were really.
Right.
I mean, he treated me well, and
Yeah.
I thought a lot of him, and it worked really well. Good combination.
You took care of equipment. He gave you good equipment.
Yeah, we trusted one another. If I told him I wanted to buy something, he knew we really needed. I wasn't going to waste his money. And
Yep.
Try to get the most for him.
Sure. And of course, now let's talk about Tex Schaefer. Obviously, he's passed, correct?
Yes,
We'll
yes.
talk. God rest him. And Tex was located in
Mercersburg.
Mercersburg.
Yeah.
I think that's why I get you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember that green tow truck
Yep.
that went to the races.
Yep.
That was a staple.
Mm-hmm.
And is that tow truck around still?
No, it's long gone.
Is it long
Yeah.
gone? Ain't that something? Boy, that thing was that you thought of Tex Schaefer.
Uh-huh. It took a lot of cars off the racetrack.
Oh yeah, it did, didn't it?
Yes.
Oh yeah. And I can remember that with Tex, it was always a black man, correct?
Yeah.
And that was kind of what you adopted through that.
Yeah, Tex was a fan of black. Everything he owned was black, pretty much.
Okay.
I mean, so that just
That
went
did.
hand in hand. And black cars were sharp. I always thought they
Oh
were
yeah.
sharp.
Oh yeah. Now a lot of people's drove that Tex Myers or Tex Schaefer car
Yeah, oh,
over the years. We were talking about that earlier.
yeah.
We've seen Nathan's been in it.
Yeah. Dave Burke was the first.
Dave Burke was the first. That was something I never knew in my life.
Yep. Jerry Freeze.
Jerry Freeze, which is coming up. It's an honoree at the Saggy race.
Yep. Bob South, he drove for a point in time.
The Bedford Bullet.
Uh-huh. He drove it. Brent Smith.
Brent, yes. Brent had a run in it.
Brad Howe.
That's right. Brad House.
Scott Andrews.
Scott Andrews. Okay.
I know I'm missing some.
Right.
But Tex had some good drivers.
And old Tex told you like it was, didn't he?
Oh yeah. If he didn't pick on you, he didn't like you.
Exactly.
I mean, that was just how it was, and that's how you just roll with it.
Well, I can remember when Brad Howe got in that car. Okay. And they were at Hagerstown, and Brad, his car just ain't working. I was standing with his car just ain't working. And Mr. Schaefer politely said the only problem with the car is the 6 inches between the wheel and the guy driving
Yeah.
right there. He pretty much laid her down how it was.
He always told me the problem is the nut behind the wheel.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And you've won a couple profile events in that car.
Yeah, I was.
At Hagerstown. Because let's face it, there was a lot of profile events then.
Yeah.
That were localized still. The She-Trump, Shorty Bowers, Johnny Roberts. I mean, they were good races.
Hub City.
The Hub City, and you run well in many of those. Wow, ain't that something? Now, okay, what year did Tex pass?
He's been going 4 years now.
Okay. Yeah. And then you kind of took it and kept running, right?
Yeah, I made a deal with his family and bought the cars and the motors we had and
Yeah.
the tools and that. And I thought I could continue on, but it was an uphill road by myself, I'm telling you.
Yeah, tough.
I didn't get to race as much as I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
I always told myself I wasn't going to go to the races not fully prepared.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to run used tires, and I wasn't going to. So I only ran probably the last 3 seasons I only ran 400 laps a year.
Yeah, right.
And it was just, it got to the point you couldn't stay up with adjustments and learning, only learning that amount. That's probably the reason I hung it up. I was just finding myself falling further behind.
Yeah.
And I was too stubborn or shy to go ask people for money.
Yeah.
If I could have gotten more sponsorship and raced more.
Yeah. It could have maybe made a difference.
Yeah, I just couldn't do it.
Now, you'd like to get back in a car, wouldn't you? That's a $50 million question.
I ask myself all the time. My mind thinks I can do it, but I don't know if my body's. At some point in your life, you got to realize you're not as good as you were.
Correct.
And you hate to think that the car's better than you.
Yeah, right.
And once you think that, I don't know.
You got to control the car.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
I don't want to be the weak link. You know what I'm saying? That's
right.
what I'm thinking about.
No, I totally got you. I got you. Fred, is Mr. Winters doing okay back there?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, what do we got? We got some people?
Yeah, we have Ed Nineguards watching.
Okay. Good.
Crystal Eckert.
Crystal Eckert.
And Kyle Lear says, what's up?
Kyle Lear?
Yeah.
Heck yeah, old Kyle Lear's chiming in, baby. Heading to Halifax this weekend to lay it down.
He'll stand on it.
Oh, I guarantee he'll stand on it. High side and handsome on it. Oh, yeah, I guarantee it. Man, wow, okay. That guy's in that Steel Block Bandit deal.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
Oh.
where he's bouncing, around. I mean, that's a tough class.
Yeah, there's nothing easy nowadays.
No.
Nothing.
And it comes to Hagerstown this year for $5 grand. That Steel Block Bandits class.
Wow.
Right there. Oh, yeah.
Are the rules similar to Hagerstown? Normal
Yeah,
rules?
yeah, you'll be able to fall in. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and, his gang, they call him the 1944 gang, correct? Which is Kyle Lear, and it is DJ Garrett and Ray Ciccarelli, right? Okay. And I got them all, I think. Okay, I might be missing one. But no, they're supporting and bringing back, youth and racing and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They're doing a lot of good stuff down there. They're on the southern, down there around Baltimore, Pasadena, Severna Park.
Right.
Okay, I doubt that Winters up there knows.
Yeah.
You ever been to Severna Park? Yeah.
No, I have not.
Well, you need to go sometime, buddy. I guarantee you. Strap in, get Sister Susan, and head her south.
He'd run out of horsepower till he got there.
Horsepower would be ran out, Marvin. I can assure you that. Friend, somebody just typed the whopping load in there, buddy. Who's that?
Devin Bishop just tuned in.
Oh, Devin Bishop.
And he has a question for Marvin. He said, which young upcoming driver has your attention?
Oh, that's good.
There's many.
Say me.
Tommy Cordell, for sure. but
yeah, thank you.
I watched pretty much all the guys that raced quarter midgets and moved into the big track. I mean, all of them were real successful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you had Tyler Hershey, Justin Weaver. Justin, as far as I'm concerned, he's probably as good as they get right at this moment. I mean, he's got talent.
Yeah.
And, even I shouldn't say he don't have much experience. He's been running probably 10 years now, but he's as good as they get.
Oh yeah, no, he's laying it down. You're right. Yeah. And you see a couple guys, other guys that floated into the picture. How about Austin Berry?
Oh yeah.
That seriously. Yes. I mean, I didn't know who Austin Berry. I thought that was a rapper. You know what I mean? And he's getting it done. I mean,
the way he's progressed the last 3 years is incredible.
Yeah, yes. And in Port of all,
exactly.
Port of all places.
That's the toughest joint there is right now for super.
Yeah, and you used to roll up there some, didn't you?
Yeah.
I remember you would make a trip or so and head up there.
Yeah.
But did you see Deese is kind of doing some laps here early on?
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah, but then Roy's disappears. I bet she's busy with. They still own these trucking, don't they?
Yeah, he's got trucks.
Okay, so he's probably busy maybe with that.
Right.
But yeah, so that was a good question. But I think there's let's talk about the Gunnar Walls boy.
Yeah.
Seriously, I mean this kid is at 12 years old. I can't even tell you what I was doing then, let alone racing.
Yeah, I mean there was no quarter midgets when I was a kid.
Right.
But apparently those cars teach you car control and throttle control pretty well because, like I said before, the kids that graduate from that
Yeah.
all seem to be pretty good.
Yeah, and then you look.
And Gunner's a good example.
Yeah,
Of it, you know, so
yeah. Yeah, well, it's funny you mentioned that. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a bull rider moment. Easy there, buddy. You see old Winters rise up in you.
Yeah.
Yes, you like bulls, huh? Okay. So, anyways, this is my bull rider hat. We took the junior arch division, okay, that I'm a part of. We took them to bull rider.
Oh, that'd be neat.
Yes. We went out there, and the Fitz family were wonderful people.
Oh, Tom and his
Richard,
wife and Richard,
yeah,
all good people.
wonderful people.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you, ignorance on me for not knowing the history of this. Seriously.
I mean, if you look at people running, you know, World Outlaw sprint cars,
David Gravel.
David Gravel. I mean, a lot of them guys ran bull rider cars.
Jeff
Kids.
Gordon.
Yeah,
Back in the day,
Yeah,
before Silver when Jeff Gordon was rolling at Silver Springs, you know, Kyle Lee, who did we buy our car from? Come on, Crow, Mike, Levi Crow. I can't. Yeah, he lit up too there when he said Levi. Do you know any Levi's?
A few.
What's a few? Like equate? They convert that. A few means 100.
Yeah.
Okay, we got you. But no, the list was just. Whoa! Brandon Shepard's son has a bull rider.
Yeah.
And guess how many people's working in this place?
Two. Yeah.
Now, their wives participate, but
Sure.
but the core is
Yeah.
2 people.
Yeah.
And we went through the assembly line from stock steel to finish.
Yeah. And their workmanship is incredible.
Totally.
Incredible.
Yeah, by far. These people are wonderful people.
Yep.
Wonderful people. And we were blessed.
At one point, they were building those things in a barn.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a chicken coop now,
Yeah.
or like a chicken house.
Yeah.
And it's yeah. And they started out in like he said, basically a dilapidated dirt floor little shed. And he built these things for his children.
Right.
And then, hey man, maybe you can build one of them for Mike, you know. Yeah. And then the rest is history.
Yeah, they're all over the country now.
I know, ain't that amazing? And I just blow all in Crystal Springs, PA. You know what I'm saying? All in Crystal Springs, PA. But anyways, you like it? That's a pretty nice hat, isn't it? Oh, I guarantee it is. Yeah, I'll get you one. You know what I mean?
That's even fitted.
It is? Oh, I know. It's a flex fit,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah.
Huh? I guarantee it. So, okay. Now, wow. Do you have any regrets with your racing?
Not really. I mean,
No.
I wasn't doing it for a living. It was a hobby, and
Yep.
we had fun at it, and
Yep.
had some success. I can't regret any of it.
Made some great lifelong friends.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's one thing with racing. There's only just a small percentage of the people you can't enjoy and be around.
Yeah,
Everybody's really nice and friendly, and you know, and
sure.
it's a family atmosphere actually.
It is, and I think that component everyone needs to continue to work extremely hard to keep that component
Absolutely.
in this. If you don't, you know, it's going to be lost. For those of you who are tuning in a little late, we were on a WQ2 news watch, right? And we were briefed, our chief correspondent, field correspondent, he gets mad when I would say the whole thing, Russell Smith, okay, he said, well, he was live at Blue Balls, and Rick Eckert, which is Rickadiah Eckert, converted to an Amishman, and he's racing XR4, XR3 buggies. Yes. This is mind-blowing, people. I can't imagine that Dirt on Dirt gets a hold of this. They're just going to, you know, I mean, but you never know. If he went this far to go Amish on us, he might start his own, you know, plow on plow. You know what I mean?
Right.
Huh? What do you think of that? Plow on plow. Bring it, baby. Rickadiah. I wish him the best. I like Rickadiah. Yeah, we got to remember now. We got to respect him now.
You can get the other Marvin to tech the horses.
Yeah, right. I know. He could be. Yes,
Yeah,
that
he'd
would
be a tech guy.
Yes, and I really think that an issue could be performance-enhancing drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, I totally could see somebody...
Well, they might have soaked horseshoes.
Yeah, we're right. Yes, and Quaaludes. Don't forget them Quaaludes.
Yeah.
Okay, them horse tranquilizers, I think that slows them down.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be something you
Yeah.
do to your component.
Yeah.
So make that... See what you gain coming here tonight, Marvin?
Yeah, a lot of very useful information. Thank you.
Take it with you and do something, buddy. Make it. Run with it. Fred, what do you got?
Well, we have Mason Storm Straight. I always want to keep calling him Straight for some reason.
Mason.
Yeah. Mason's on. He wants to know where he can get one of those XR4 buggies.
Well, we would probably have to, I don't know. Rick Adaya, as we know him as Rick, he's a very, what would you call it, ingenuity, technical fabricator. I got to be honest. I think that's a pretty closed-lip thing. I don't know. I mean, he could be running the house, the barn car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That might be the barn car right now. I've heard that there could be some Stolfus involvement. Okay, the Stolfuses are powerful. That's a powerful group. Okay, and Zeb Stolfus builds one hell of a buggy. Okay, so that's all I know right now, boy. That's all I know. Is there any other questions, Fred?
That's it.
That's it. Okay. Well, that's
We're up to date.
Well, Fred's on it. Fred is the technical director. Kale is light, sound, action, acting. He's all. You know what I mean? Yeah, we got a full house here, buddy. We don't cut no corners at all. So, anyways, okay, this is one thing I know I want to talking about the supers. How many different super were you in? You were in, obviously, the 40 was a super, right?
Yes.
The DOB, concrete, right?
Yeah.
And then Tex, obviously.
Tex, yeah.
Okay. And then, was there any others?
Jake Bolger.
Okay.
His car for a couple years.
And he was with Walls's. He had some.
Yeah, he was connected with Dickie Walls.
Dickie Walls.
Off and on over the years.
Okay.
Yeah. Chet Lay, I drove his car for part of the season.
I forgot about the 151.
Yeah, got to win the Johnny Roberts race with his car. And
That's great.
That was a big deal.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
That's
Chet
great.
really liked that.
Yeah.
And who else? Ran Speedy Hayes' car for a year. The 44.
Really?
Car. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow, Marvin, I never knew that.
Yeah.
Post Stooler?
Oh yeah.
Post
yeah, I
store.
was. There might have been one driver, maybe two, possibly after me.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the period of time. His Speedy's health was declining, and he could hardly sit and watch the car to see what was happening.
Right.
It was pretty difficult.
It was the last third in the race in life, everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I was fortunate. I got to win the last 4 races of his career. That was it.
Really?
Yeah, I won 2 at Hagerstown and 2 at Winchester.
What an accolade to be able to go to bed at night and think, man, I drove Speedy Hayes' car.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Roy Deese was in it just prior to me, and I'm not sure what happened. He must have went a little haywire. Haywire
Yeah.
at Potomac, and Speedy got mad, and they split
split.
ways. And I heard about it, and at that point I didn't have a ride, so I got enough nerve up. I called him. I like,
Yeah, well,
he can only tell me no.
No, yeah,
So,
right, yeah.
But it worked out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Heck, yeah. I mean, you went down in the history books as one of the most iconic owners locally.
Yep.
And it always...
And he was a smart individual. He was a crop farmer. That was his actually profession.
Okay.
But he had so much common sense and just how to look and approach the racing of it. It was amazing.
Yeah, a good person also outside of racing.
And he would just amaze you with stories of the racing and past and stuff.
Ain't
It
that
was just
something?
neat.
Yeah, and you think that car, that iconic 44, Denny Bowbreaker's in that car some.
Yeah.
Denny
He
Bowbreaker.
was right before Roy Deese.
Okay.
So
Okay.
after Gary Stoller, there was a succession of
Yeah,
drivers.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, hard to fill them shoes.
Yeah.
Nobody can.
No, and you look, and Gary was, I think, at the time in the Butler car,
Yes,
correct?
yep,
He
yep.
moved up when Star Series was coming along,
Yep.
and things. And okay, and it always amazed me when that iconic 44, it carried that Long Meadow X on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know the connect, you know what I mean? Because they were from Westminster, correct?
Yeah.
Speedy and them, what the connection ever was with that Long Meadow X on it.
Yeah.
But Frankie carried it too.
Yeah.
Plessinger, you know what I mean? Now there's a guy you've been on track a lot with.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Frankie.
Yeah.
And Frankie, from what I understand, he's still PW,
Yep.
PNW,
He actually runs the day-to-day operations at PNW
Okay.
now.
and he likes golf.
Oh, he's
Head over heels.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
He was at Daytona Beach with us. Well, we didn't go together,
Yeah.
but at the same
Same time.
point, and stayed in the same motel. And I only seen him twice. Yeah, he was on the golf
Golf
course. the rest
course.
of the time.
ain't that something? Mustache too.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. And I've heard that he literally would be serious about buying a golf course.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like he's really into that even aspect of it.
The Great Cove Golf Course here in McConnellsburg.
Yeah.
He's big into that, and he actually bought one of those golf simulator things so they can do that through the wintertime. So they can swing
Really?
clubs
Yeah.
all year round. right
Yeah,
down there.
ain't that something?
He bought it so they could do it.
Wow. and I guess golf is a little cheaper, right?
I guess.
Than racing.
I don't know at his rate if it is or not.
Well, if he's playing like
Yeah.
I mean, really.
But-
Are you a golfer?
I have before, but I'm not very good.
Me neither. Yeah, it's pretty awful. Oh yeah. But no, you look at Frankie and the iconic nostalgia collar, obviously that was a staple that he used forever.
Big Red.
Big Red.
Yep.
And Big Red was up on Facebook like a couple months ago. Somebody found that somewhere.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
It still exists.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Oh yeah. Yep. P&W was faintly just like she was.
Do you know who holder that was originally?
No.
Richard Petty's.
Real.
Yes.
Never would have known
Yeah,
that.
somebody wrote that on Facebook.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's original.
Richard Petty.
Yep.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Isn't that something?
I guess it would have been. It had been 1969 because that's the year Richard drove Fords.
Right. Okay.
You couldn't haul your Dodges on a Ford.
No,
Yeah.
not back then. That wasn't covered. No, it was all one or none.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's a guy. Now I remember Frankie kind of just walked out. He was done, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he just said, and I never really knew other than maybe he just thought I'm just tired of doing it.
Yeah.
I guess you get to a point, and maybe you could a little bit. It's like you want to slow down a little.
Yeah, that.
You know?
I mean, he's sort of like my position was. I was getting to the point where I didn't think I was competitive, and I don't know if he might have felt the same way. Maybe towards the end,
Times has changed.
It's
Yeah, and we know it costs money.
either jump in with both feet or get out.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. Yeah, exactly. No, I follow you there totally. Fred, you got any new signers, inners?
Nope, that's
Uppers,
it.
downers?
We're up to date.
Okay, how's old I want to call him
Wait a
Stone
minute,
Food?
Steve Yeager says, what type of track do you like? Slick or heavy?
Definitely slick.
I knew it. I was gonna say. I wondered.
I probably won most of my races in the slick. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Footwork.
it's plus everybody's fast when it's heavy, and it's hard to pass. Then you turn more cars up.
Yep.
Plus, the heavy track's so much harder on your engine.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're screaming. I think.
Yeah. That's one reason why I stayed in Hagerstown pretty much primarily because it was smooth, slick, easy on your car.
Yep.
And
I got you.
When you're running on a budget and you don't want to blow motors up, that was a good deal.
Yeah, I know you get up there at Path Valley and just stand on it the whole way around. You know what I mean? Boy, she's a winding out, and that's tough on them motors. You're right.
I mean, Bedford is hard on motors.
Oh boy, yeah.
It's big and typically has some traction.
Yeah.
It's hard on them.
Yeah, them guys are making time.
Oh, yes. Yep.
We ran Bedford my first year, fair amount of times. One of them Saturday or Sunday shows they had.
Right. Yeah.
I liked them because the Friday was hard. It's just hard getting there. Yeah. And then the next year we did, but we've had some decent runs there. But then I tell you what, we also got just blown out of the park. Like if you weren't hooked, it wouldn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you get in up there, you get in these like such, what would you call it? The first six are going.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's
Get
like
strung out.
oh yeah, and then you get slower sometimes when you're not up one, and they're the space they're behind you. It's like I don't know. I think you get slower sometimes.
Yeah, it's
Hitting your marks.
that place is challenging. That's for sure.
And Eckert and I've talked about it before, and like he said, it's literally like an illusion going into three
Mm-hmm.
because of that dark spot and that uphill and then that.
Yeah.
It's like there's a point there you don't know where you're at for a second.
Yeah. When I raced there, I was always when I come up the backstretch, I'm thinking about there's an opening in the wall up there entering turn 3.
Yeah.
That I don't know how that ever existed like that. All the years.
Right. Yeah.
That was
You can go right through there, but
well, if you hit that blunt end,
yeah.
I mean, they
kill
got
you.
tires stacked up there, but I mean, they got radar up there sometimes. You're going 125 mile an hour entering the corner there.
And then back on it, lifting for like a second, and then
yeah.
back on it. That's crazy.
Yeah, you hit something concrete at 125 miles an hour.
Well, I got to be honest. Kyle Lee brought a good point up at the round table that was a York Racing Extravaganza. and Rick was there, Jeremy Miller was there, Saggy was there, the old Catfish was there, right? You know, and David Hare, ladies and gentlemen, you know, old David Hare, right?
Yeah.
And one of the points that Lee brought up, he said, if you're really running the Bedford truly as wide out and fast as you can, it is a little nerve-wracking or frightening most laps going into 3 because you're hauling it that much, you know. And I thought about that. I thought, I think that he's probably right because man, they bring it coming in there, you know. You talk about the
plus now it seems like with Bedford the fastest lane is 3/4 of the way up the track, so you're that much closer to the wall when you're entering turn 3 too.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's no room for error.
Yeah, and then you look at that horrific hit. We were right there when Satterley hit. That was horrific. I mean, that was like crunch metal. Like, oh my Lord, you know. And it sucked him. And I learned a lesson running there. Obviously, I wasn't running as fast as the truth was. You know what I'm saying? But I learned. I kind of got shoved up only one time. I got shoved up in that cushion in 3, going in 4, and that'll lift you up in the seat real quick and to make you. And it's like, okay, no brake, hammer down. You try to run through it, you know, and hopefully the timing works. By the time they keep pulling you up, that you're out of it. Yeah, that's tough.
You'll have to ask Saggy sometime about going over turn 3 in Bedford.
Really?
It must have been I don't know if it's a day race or not, but it was tremendously gusty. Well, anyhow, Saggy must have jumped somebody's wheel or something. Anyhow, he cleared the fence. He was out of the ball.
Launched it.
They ran 3 more laps before they realized he wasn't on the racetrack. Because
they didn't even know he was going.
It was so dusty, they didn't know he was going.
Oh my Lord! I'll have to ask Saggy about that.
Yeah.
Wow. Ain't that something? And you talking about slick tracks? You know, we hear the guys. You know, Mr. Smooth, Gary, obviously, Store, and others. Tommy Myers was good on the slick, and the slick it's pedal control, obviously. You know, and it's finesse. And I know when we went to Winchester and ran like 14 or 15 times one year, like you really learn to finesse a race car. You learn the first time you don't barrel down in, you know, because you hold on, you know. But, you know, we got, you know, Riccadaya, and apparently he's putting horse manure down on the track to slick it. I think that's only Riccadaya. I wonder how Crystal feels about this. There we go. Oh, we didn't have it plugged in, the charger. No. We didn't have, okay, that's okay, because we're I mean, we got to make sure both of the Winters get back to their appropriate dwellings, you know. Maybe you guys should hook up sometimes, talk about the family tree, shake it a little bit. Yeah. You might be surprised who your brothers and sisters are.
Yeah, I might have 100 different cousins.
You could have 100 different cousins. You just never know, you know, in nowadays. So, looking at things, I tell you, Marvin, when was your last win? Or last race? When was the time in the Super?
That would have been actually, I ran Barry Miller's Super last season.
You did. That's right.
Two or 3 times.
Yeah, you did.
The last run in the 46 would have been up at Port Royal probably in September of, I guess it's been 2011.
Okay.
2021.
Okay. And did they buy the? Where did your car go? You still got rid of it, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so you decided, hey, independently, this is just getting to be too much, you know, and now if it's 120, we'll be okay. You know, we got. Let me go ahead. Yep, we got technical difficulty. Okay. But you decided, you know, hey, if I can't give it all in, you know what I mean? I don't want to do it because obviously I tell people all the time, and believe me, I've never experienced this. But when you go to get to a level, you don't want regrets.
Right. Yeah.
You work damn hard to get to that.
Yeah.
And there's a lot to be said for that. For instance, guys that, and I don't mean no disrespect, but continue to run, and then just get it's like, man, you should have stopped when you were ahead. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And left on a good note.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. That's exactly. You hit it right on the
head here. Left on a good note. Left your legacy at a good note. Now, what you do filling in or catching a ride here or there after that, but is a full all out get racing, you left with a good man.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
No, yeah. I'm telling you, Marvin, in all the years going to the races, I've never obviously seen, a lot of scuffles and carrying on. You were a pretty low key, kind of easy to get along with guy. You know?
I tried to be, but there was always, things would happen. Yeah, it's racing.
Tensions are high.
They had some competitors that were pretty aggressive, and sometimes you had to dish it back.
Yeah. You can't take
because they'll run early if you don't.
You're right. And I tell you, nowadays, one of the things that I see with racing, and even with my experiences, is when starts. I tell you, a guy get real shovey with you, door up on you and pinch you when starts. You're on the outside, he's on the inside. And I learned, I don't move anymore. You know what I mean? Because at first, you start racing, you're like, ooh, but I don't move,
Yeah, I've noticed the last couple. Of course, the cars are getting so much more equal that you almost have to be aggressive to pass somewhat.
Yeah.
And I noticed the last couple of years, especially the limited late models, they're really aggressive. I don't know why, but the late model guys seem to have a little more give and take. But the limited guys are all take.
I was told that alcohol motors, they are really super. Now, let me back up. You got in the super late models, you guys are out horse. How many horsepower nowadays? Supers.
Typically 800, 850.
850.
Yeah.
Limiteds 600. Really good.
Yeah.
600, right? If you're putting 550s, that's pretty solid. You're average.
Yeah.
So that's a hell of a difference.
Yeah. I think some of the problem with the limited cars is they have too much traction.
Mm.
I mean, they have the same body, the same spoiler size as
Yeah.
the super late model that's got, 300 more horsepower.
Right.
I think if you made the limiteds where you had to pedal them more,
Yep.
it would separate some of the good cars from the bad, and there wouldn't be so much collision.
Yeah, I agree, because I've noticed, I've been involved, unfortunately, and noticed, and people said that those alcohol motors, the way those limiters are hooked up, they seem to be faster, quicker, agile on the start.
Yeah.
Than supers sometimes. Supers obviously are going, run you down, but
There's only so much power to get to the racetrack. So,
right.
So when you accelerate, if you guys can get it all on the track and the supers can't.
yes, it's a wicked combination,
Yeah.
is what it is. And I've noticed that I look at sometimes when, I'll be racing, I'll think, damn, that was like a quick takeoff, man. Like, shit, things went wild. And then you watch the video after, like, yeah, they went wild. It's like, man, now you put a super with that, obviously they're going to drag them down the track. You know what I mean? They're going to outhorse them. But the quickness of the get up on them is amazing,
Yep.
Limiteds is like the buzzword. I could not figure this out. The shows pay less to start and to win. The motors cost sometimes dang near as much as a bottom or an average super motor.
Something really nice and new.
You're right. I mean, guys have bust 25 grand out on a limited like it's nobody's business. That's crazy. I mean, and then it's like, I don't know, and guys are going back into, I just don't know what the draw to the limited is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think the racing would be so much better if you went to like a 4-inch spoiler and
Right.
some other things that take some downforce. It would be
Yeah.
way better racing.
Yeah, sure.
Way better.
Yeah, I tell you, it's
Because everybody can stand on the pedal.
yeah. You're right about that, buddy, and they do.
Yeah,
And they do.
exactly.
I tell you, I can't figure out, like, the supers are obviously, they're not everywhere racing.
No.
They're dwindling. It's dwindling more and more. We've seen the emergence of Sillings Grove of other classes where the limited, or the supers, not many races on them.
Right.
So your guys like Jeff Ryan, them guys up there, Travis, all the, man, that's Colby.
Yeah.
That's where they run. And they used to combine with Port Royal in that Route 35, that thing.
Yeah.
And now it seems to be Port's you're that's pretty much if you want to run weekly.
Yeah.
Bedford's
hanging in there pretty
Bedford's
good.
hanging. Right, I'm sorry, Bedford, yeah.
But yeah. It's,
Bedford's a tough sell. Not because of anything to do with the track,
No,
but it's Friday.
yeah,
Friday's tough
Friday nights
sale.
is tough, and then it's
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah, and I guess if you live obviously in that area, Bedford,
Yeah.
it's much easier to run Friday nights,
Yeah.
and then your weekend is free. But then I think a lot of them guys find that, well, let's just run Saturday then too, like somewhere. You know what I mean? So it ain't free. You know, I really appreciate you coming on, Marvin, and you know, I've learned so much pre-show and during the show tonight that I didn't know, and that's wonderful. What do you think? What do you think that Johnny Roberts in the Chet Lay car was probably one of your most memorable wins?
That was probably a big one. I won the Hub City race one time in Schaefer's car.
Yeah, that was
pretty big. And,
yeah.
And then one of the later races that I won was Red Nottingham Memorial Race.
Yep.
When there was a lot of good competition there that
sure.
night, and we won that. And of course, Glenn always give the car owner and the driver a 6-foot trophy, which is how tall Red was.
Right.
So he made a trophy, and me and Tex got our picture taken with each trophy. I thought
That was cool.
That was cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty hard to beat.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, a band that's their memories. See, that's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Right there is remembering those things. We spent some time looking at my pictures over here, and I know we could probably spend hours, you know, looking at them. There's so much historical relevance in those pictures. They're more than just pictures.
Yeah.
There's stories, lives, families that are shaped around those pictures.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you know, you're still going to the races, obviously. You still.
I enjoy going helping people now. I really do.
Yeah.
You know, if I can't help, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I still enjoy going.
Yeah, that's great. I see you know, Hagerstown. Well, I see a lot of places.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know.
I have customers that race at different tracks. I
Yeah.
try to get around and
Yeah.
you know mingle with everybody a little bit. You know.
Well, I know one young man that was like thought he just like won the Daytona 500, and when he walked up and got to the payout window, and then walked over to sit in the bleachers at Path Valley and watched the rest of the race or whatever else modified they're running that night, and it was the night of that Ultimate show, and when I walked up there, of course the races are, you know, and Alan was sitting in the little stands there, you know, and lo and behold, you were sitting there, and I was just, well, I can't say the language, but I was just ecstatic that we just ran during that Ultimate show like that, you know, and I never to see, but it's things like that makes a lot for me, you know, fills my can up. I know I'm not going to be a career race car driver. I don't intend to be, you know. So
Neither was I.
there you go. So you know, so different hunting. You hunt all your life, and you get to where you're hunting big game, going on trips, and you remember those times, you know, and things. And I think we got to get that component back more solid into this whole scheme of things.
I think Saggy for doing his dad's race because
Sure.
that brings the nostalgia back to the racetrack.
Sure.
And gets people pumped up again.
Sure.
You know, that's big, I think.
That is big. I tell you, that's a good deal. I've never had a bad time there, you know.
No.
And you look at Nathan, you know, and I'm sure you were friends with Nathan. You raced with Nathan. You know, Fat Cats was Fat Cats.
Yeah.
You know,
Everybody has a Nathan story.
Oh yeah. and you know, I tell you, he's special on the big picture as a racer. But he's even more special as a racer and a person around here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He left a legacy.
Yeah, he was more than a racer. He was a character.
He was.
He had his own persona about him.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And that was what you got.
Yeah.
And he was, I tell you, for being, you know, us bigger guys, they'll say, you know, our left side weight's screwed. Mm-hmm. You know, but for being a bigger guy, though, boy, I mean, he hung the tongue out of that thing, didn't he?
Yep.
And that was back in the days where I think that we thought that when we had that left front up dancing, that we were going faster. and physics says all 4 tires on the ground is the ultimate fast.
Yeah.
But it looked good though.
What we learned was that air going under that car, if that thing jacked up, killed it.
Yeah, right.
Once you learned to keep the nose down, that was the thing.
That's exactly right. You're right.
It wasn't necessarily 4 tires touching the ground.
No. And it looked cool when the things jacked up, and boy, people just loved it.
They were miserable to drive like that.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because you couldn't see it.
Yeah.
You had to look off to the right front fender to see where you were going.
Yeah, because you couldn't
see what in front of you.
It's like a block.
Yeah.
up right there. That was tough.
And you hope you didn't set it down on somebody inside of you.
Yeah, exactly. I worry about that now. Sometimes when you go down in sometimes when it starts or something, and then they're just rolling through, and you wonder. It's hard sometimes, even with the cars, to see where she's sitting down at.
Yeah.
I always said, could you put the little things,
Yeah.
the little feelers? You know what I mean? And then, yeah, but that would be good. Fred, is anybody tuned up there?
Yep, that was it.
Oh.
Brian Jones just mentioned that Marvin was always good at Hagerstown.
He was. I guarantee you, Marvin was. Marvin, you can always count on you giving a tremendous effort. And it was going to be, you were going to give a good effort and a clean effort. And there's a lot to be said for that. People that are, we all know some not clean drivers, but the clean drivers, and how should I put this? I never seen you on the hook much.
Yeah.
And I know you have, we all have.
Oh, yeah.
All of us have been on the hook. But I've never seen you routinely on the hook.
No, I probably didn't win as many races because of that, because I didn't take the unnecessary chance sometimes, because we were on a budget, and that's just how we raced.
You look at the big picture, right?
Yeah,
If you want to race next week.
And then also if you're on the tow truck, you ain't going to win.
Yeah, man, right.
You got to finish the race to win.
No, bottom line. Fred, somebody just slapped in. What we got?
Daniel Cruz wanted to know if Marvin ever ran a four-cylinder late models.
Yep, I ran those for
Path Valley.
3 seasons in early '90s at Path Valley. They were fun.
We were talking over there, and I've talked to Saggy about this, and I remember going up there. Danny Hager, Burkholder ran in remember the Flying Deuce, the Flying Deuce, and Walls was in. Remember he was in there, and Daryl. Then they put. I'm trying to think who else was hit. Daryl Pendle. Yeah. I'm going to tell you, those things were freaking bad to the bone because they were like. The RPMs was ridiculous on those.
They sounded really screaming because of the exhaust on them, but some of them did turn some ridiculous RPMs.
Oh yeah.
I never did. But they were actually pretty fast. I mean,
yeah. There, you got us now.
Yeah, I got you plugged in.
I mean, a good one of those 4-cylinders was almost 300 horsepower.
Jeez,
they would honk it on pretty good.
Yeah, I can remember.
We ran for tires. We ran the right rear tire that would have been on a midget car.
Okay.
That's how big a tires were.
Yeah.
Ran them all the way around, and even with that, you couldn't run it wide open in the slick. I mean, things had enough power that you couldn't flat foot them.
That's something. And that was a competitive little gig up there with it.
Oh yeah.
It was fun. I mean, them things flew.
Yeah.
Holy cow. I mean, I can remember coming in. It was like the top was like 8,800, and I was like, wow, this thing is freaking screaming like that. But who else? Did they come from somewhere else? That idea?
It just evolved up there. That when the track opened in '86 or something like that. But they evolved. They started out with Pintos or whatever, and eventually somebody built a tube frame car. And
right.
The last car I had it had a rocket front clip on it, and then we built the rest of it. It had swing arms on the back like a Rayburn car, but it was hard. I had to have custom made spindles for the front of it for the 4-on-4 bolt pattern, and it was hard to get the spindles to fit inside the wheels and still keep the geometry.
Oh yeah, right.
I got you.
Rocket late model, yeah. So it was a challenge getting that thing set.
But that was a good car.
Yeah, was it?
Yeah, once we figured that thing out.
Yeah, it rolled. Oh yeah. It's a shame like that they didn't take off like other. You want to wonder if other places geographically ran those.
Yeah. The problem I think in that area that they kept changing the rules every year. Like it started out you had to run steel wheels, then the next year they let you run aluminum wheels, and then the next year they allowed a quick change rear. I think it just evolved itself too quickly. The guys were running 4-cylinder didn't want to spend an extra $3,000 every year on something new.
Because this is supposed to be a support.
Beginners, but
Well, I tell you what, it was far from beginners.
Oh,
So
yeah.
when them things, man, them things rolled. You guys put on some hellacious shows with them cars.
Yeah.
Door-to-door stuff. I mean, man. Wow. And I've seen some hellacious wrecks in them things. Wow.
Yeah, Jason Covert, he was tough in that deal.
Oh, Covert. Yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot about Covert. Yeah. That's his freaking alma mater.
Yeah.
You know? Oh,
Yeah,
my
he
Lord.
grew up there, that's it.
Yeah, oh, I
There in
guarantee.
Hill Valley.
Yeah, oh yeah, Hill Valley. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You know that's when that's the days of the 15 on the car.
Yeah.
Jason himself
Yeah.
running like there. Fred, we got anybody there to give us some?
Isaiah Miller says Marvin's a great guy, and they appreciated all the help it's given him and his family over the years.
No, that's very nice. Okay, very nice, very nice. Okay, and Mr. Winters, do you have any questions for this Marvin Winters?
I do not.
Well, I didn't know if you wanted him to check the bump steer in your old buggy, right? Well, get you back home a little bit better.
Yeah.
Maybe raise the pan hard, side bite, you know?
Set the toe so he don't break his spokes out of the wheel.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. I think you can fix you up.
Our buggies are not quite that advanced yet.
Okay, well, I tell you, maybe we better have something in the making here, you know what I mean? We got to get ahead of old Rick and Die.
Yeah.
Because old Rick and Die is down there right now trying to sell him an XR3.
I don't know if guys are going to run in a horse crap or not.
Well, yeah, I know.
That kind of track prep might be a little bit much.
You know, leave it up to Eckert. You know what I'm saying? He's always trying to use the best method to save money, right?
Yep.
You know? So I tell you, I enjoyed you coming on, Marvin. And once again, peoples, we will be returning in a couple weeks, and we'll probably have some commercials coming out. We got to go to YouTube, right? Subscribe on YouTube to our channel. We have a whole bank of commercials and videos on there. Marvin, number 31 for shows tonight. That was a 31, Marvin. There you go.
All right.
You made it, etched it in the books.
Yep.
Racing to reunite. Don't forget about that. We never ever give up looking for these missing children. Okay, that's so important. Check Cordell Enterprises out. Right, Cordell Enterprises.org. Everything under one umbrella is on there. The racing, this, our business, excavation, it's all on there. It's great. Your name will be on there. Is one of the attendees. See, you're right on there, Marvin, before you know. And, we hope to see you at a track here soon. Junior Arch, please keep supporting that Junior Arch. That's your future for racing, okay? Get over to the big adult arch, right? We're trying to keep that thing going strong, okay? But, Marvin, I tell you, do you have anything else to include?
I don't think.
Okay, our sponsors, Hammer Down Customs, RWG, Farners Racing Collectibles, Appalachian Mountain Speed Week, okay? And did I miss any? Summit Signs. That's correct. Thank you so much. Till next time, we'll see you. Okay, Cal. This is the fun part, when the show's over, and I walk up and I'm like...